Well, this beats a Sunday night costume drama, doesn't it? Hello, and welcome to Awkward Question Time with me, Alex Leam. This is the show where we take the big questions of the day and completely ignore them as we assemble a panel of comedians and just run them through an increasingly awkward and stupid set of questions that I made up this afternoon. If you have any questions that you would like to give to the panel, then please do get in touch, either in the comments or at me. You can have a question for all of the panel. Please state if you want to ask everyone the questions, or question for an individual panel member individually, obviously. So this is the pilot show, and this is just to test out the format. A pilot show, it's just a tester, just to see whether or not it's as good as it sounded in here in the real world. And so, what could possibly go wrong with that format, and also using a live streaming studio that I've never used before? Let's find out. There's only one way to find out. So please welcome my panel this evening: George, Tej, Alan, and Graham. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay, Alan, are you with us yet? No, not yet. That's okay. Cool. Alan is having some slight technical problems. Are you with us yet? Ooh, hello. And we're having a feedback as well.
Sky Internet.
Oh, it's the.
Should we all join
Facebook
hands
Messenger.
see if we can contact Alan? That's an unfortunate pause space. Is what he's back.
That would help. If leave the room, would that be better?
If you pop out, see if you can come back in again. We'll see if we can get you in for at least, not literally leave the room. Just drop out, see if you can come back in, see if that clears it. Try it on your phone. If not, one way or another, we'll get you back in before the end of the show. Okay.
This is some top quality live telly. It
is live telly, isn't it? Fantastic.
Showbiz.
So please do give us a share, retweet, or whatever the YouTube equivalent is. I'm not sure if there is a YouTube equivalent of sharing or retweeting, but we need as many people possible watching this. I've got some comments already from Alan's wife, Erica. To Alan, when are you going to get me pregnant?
Oh.
That's nice. That is, I think, right up there with awkward questions.
That's a good awkward question to start off with.
Yeah, we'll pitch that to Alan the instant he comes back in. So also, donations are very welcome. I'm aware this is a pilot show that's had no publicity whatsoever, but still, I'm going to pop it up there anyway. Donate via the link on your screen at the bottom now. That's paypal.me/Alex Leam. We will divide whatever is given between all the acts. It may be 50 pence, but it's still 50 pence more than what we had before the end of the start of the evening. Cool. So, panel, are you ready for the first question?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So the first question was inspired actually by George, who gave me the inspiration for this question when I saw him on Friday night. Question number one is: how tall are you, measured in Jaffa cakes?
Well, Alex, that wasn't the actual question, was it?
Well, no. I've worded it slightly differently. Well, you say what it was originally.
The actual question was: in Jaffa cakes, how big's your penis?
Wow. Which I've amended, so it is a tad more inclusive.
I didn't really think about that.
I think we should be. I think we should be polite here and let ladies go first.
Wow, what a can of worms this is turning out to be. Alan, are you back with us?
I seem to be, yes. Hello.
Yay.
I'm in the wrong format, but bugger it.
Well, you're in the wrong format with Graham, so you're the wrong format, brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good.
So,
We
Alan,
both
we'll come
have
to you
crap
first.
laptops that don't do sound, so that's good.
Alan, we'll come to you first. How tall are you, measured in Jaffa cakes?
Fresh Jaffa cakes or old Jaffa cakes?
Well, I mean, old. You could say old, and I'd think standard-sized McVitie Jaffa cakes, just for some clarification, and sort of stacked like that, not end to end.
Yeah. No, I see. The reason I mention that is because obviously fresh Jaffa cakes are soft, and so they crush down when you stack them. whereas old Jaffa cakes are hard, so it would take fewer to reach my height. And of course, I only realised that when you first told us that the question was originally about penis size. But I think if we're talking about old hard Jaffa cakes, I must be, let's see, say, what, 6 Jaffa cakes is 3 inches, so I guess I'm 240 Jaffa cakes high.
You've gone very scientific with this question. I love it.
It is. So we'll use Alan's measuring rule. So how many inches was it again, Alan? The Jaffa cakes, I mean.
I reckon it's about two Jaffa cakes, 2 stale Jaffa cakes, or 4 fresh Jaffa cakes to the inch.
Okay, so by stale Jaffa cakes, George will come to you next.
Oh crap! Well,
this was your question.
Yeah. I should have really thought it through, shouldn't I? Yeah.
So, how many penises tall are you? Is the question.
That's a spin. There's a spin. How
Are
many
we going
Jaffa
based
cake
on
knots?
a universal average or individual size?
And are we going just dead or semi or fully?
I think you've got to go with universal average, because otherwise you get extreme results. For example, Piers Morgan is one massive penis.
I see where you're going. Yeah.
So George, with all that in mind, your number.
In Jaffa cakes or penises? I'm getting very or both. Yeah,
both of you.
I'd say probably be at about in the 105. I don't know. I'm probably way off. Jaffa cake.
Measuring. I was about to say everything I say now is going to sound like an innuendo. I was about to say measuring up next to Alan, you're a lot smaller. But
Yeah.
No. Ted, we'll come to you next. Height-wise, in stale Jaffa cakes.
I'd say maybe about 8 packets.
8. Oh,
You include the packet and the box.
And then how many do
There
you
you
get?
go.
8 times 15.
The number.
8. That's what, like.
120.
Yeah, what he said.
He said. John Morris has just commented, if a bloke was measuring, you'd be several penises shorter than if a woman was measuring. I think you're fanning the flame slightly there, John. Also in the comments, Martin Austin. Nervous
crap.
George? Question mark. I'm guessing you know Martin.
Yeah.
There, George. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's going to come up with some fucking stupid questions aimed at me tonight.
Excellent. Hopefully,
Martin.
Martin, that's challenge accepted. So, fucking stupid questions for George, please, Martin. Keep them coming. Graham, finally, on the Jaffa cakes to you, please.
Okay, so I guess I would measure it from multi-packs of Jaffa cakes because I have a serious Jaffa cake problem. And I would never just buy a single pack of 6. So I would say probably if I was stacking them, maybe 10 multi-packs of Jaffa cakes tall.
Mm-hmm.
Or 12.
2 whole packs taller than me then.
Yeah, something like that. There you go.
Actually, I just remembered. I don't know if any of you remember. Well, sorry. Any of you remember you could get those massive packs of Jaffa cakes? I had like, I can't remember how many.
Ones.
Yeah. I remember getting one of those ones, and I think it was just a bit taller than me. I was like, great.
Nice.
There's some food bigger than me. Yeah, great.
I personally, I think I'm about 3 Jaffa cakes shorter than Alan. Having met Alan a few times, and I know he's just a shade taller. So I think I'm about 3 Jaffa cakes out. So before the next question, just checking the comments. Alan, I don't know if you noticed, you ducked out and come back in on your phone when we got this awkward question from your wife, who wants to ask you this. To Alan, when are you going to get me pregnant?
Well, I actually tried while I was off the phone. If she hasn't noticed, I only said she was watching her reality TV. I didn't want to disturb her.
I thought your complexion was a tad flushed when you came back.
Yeah. I've had the shower afterwards as well.
That's well, yes. Well, you like the Flash.
Paddy Ashdown lives again.
Lovely. Right, so on to our next question. Keep your awkward questions coming in for the panel. So the next question is Dominic Cummings, Boris Johnson, Michael Gove, shag, marry, kill, and give reasons. Graham, we'll come to you first on this one. Cummings, Johnson, Gove. Give it some serious thought.
Okay. I probably wouldn't shag Michael Gove because he'll be all coked up and that'd be useless. So I guess I would marry Michael Gove. I could always divorce him. So
he does look like he's well read. Because whenever he's been on the news via Zoom, he's got an immense bookcase behind him, which includes a copy of Mein Kampf.
Oh well, that's
not just me.
No, that's not the issue. It's not Mein Kampf that's the issue. It's the fact that he's got books by David Irving, the Holocaust denier, that's the issue.
Oh my God! I might have to change my answer.
I've just noticed Alan's extensive book collection that's behind him as well. So that makes Alan instantly sexier. So
it's all
anyway.
What to expect when you're expecting, and what to do with newborns and pregnancy books, though, isn't it, Alan? Nice. Okay, so I guess I would kill Michael Gove. I guess I would marry Dominic Cummings. Just at the very least, he seems to care about his own children rather than anyone else. So I suppose there's some logic there.
Family man. He's quite a big picture.
I guess just because I think it'd be lad banter, I'd probably shag Boris Johnson. Again, I don't know, something about his hair waving about appeals to me in a strange way.
Excellent. We've got some people answering. John Morris, Johnson, Gove, Cummings. That's his trinity. Erica Lear didn't notice. I think just going back to what we were saying before, Graham's answer. Oh, he was quick. Boris would screw you completely. Gove would be controlled, and I'd really enjoy ending Cummings in evil ways. I think we'd best leave John Morris alone for the rest of the night now. I think he's on one. Tej, we'll come to you next. Your thoughts on this issue of the day?
I have no feelings towards Dominic Cummings, like positive, negative, and just like meh.
So do you think you could bump him off quite easily if you feel nothing towards him?
Yeah. Let's kill him. That's fine.
Okay,
anyway.
Right. He's dead. So that leaves
Boris and Mike.
It's a hard one.
Gove's face. Like, if Gove's face is like that normally, imagine what his sex face is like. I don't know if I want to see Gove's sex face.
There is a way around this. I don't know if you've ever heard of pegging. I'll let you Google that one when we finish the show.
Okay, I don't know if that's not ever come up in my Cards Against Humanity, so
I think there's an
just
update.
taught me everything.
There's an update for that.
Images.
So right, we'll go for marry out of those two.
I think maybe marry Gove, because I think Boris would be a good time.
Yeah, I get the feeling he's not really one for commitment. Call me crazy. George, on to you next.
Boris Johnson, we're talking him now or him like when he didn't really have much power and he was fucking stupid and crazy and very funny with it?
Oh, so have I got news for you, era?
Yeah.
So like pre-mayor. So pre-mayor days, where would he fit in?
I think I'd kill Cummings. I don't know. Probably shag Boris Johnson. That'd be a weird night. Marry Michael Gove near a cliff so I could just push him off straight away.
Interesting.
And get a lot of money.
There'll be like a Barry and Janine situation. Do you remember that?
Yeah, weirdly I do. And I was just thinking the same thing before you said it.
That's
Oh, man, who'd have thought Barry from EastEnders would infiltrate tonight's political discussion?
Hashtag thank you, Barry.
Martin Austin's been back in touch, George. You'll be glad to know. Does George feel awkward now that politics has replaced Jaffa Cakes? Do you, George?
No.
No? That was poor, Martin. Try harder in future, please. Dearie me. Alan, to round this off, shag, marry, kill, Cummings, Johnson, Gove.
Yeah, well, initially, I'm quite tempted to shag Gove. You can't marry Gove because that would leave Sarah Vine roaming unchecked throughout the landscape, so that can't happen. And Gove and I do have a fair number of things, in common. But, that being said, I think I'll kill Gove. I'll marry Boris Johnson because, as you've all observed, he can't keep his cock in his pants. And he's an inherited millionaire, so the divorce settlement is going to be a big payday for me. My initial thought was to kill Dominic Cummings, but he drives around with his family while blind, so he's quite capable of wiping out his whole gene pool by himself. So I'll shag Cummings, kill Gove, and marry Johnson.
Nice. That was almost a clean sweep for Shag Johnson, which I never thought I would see the day. I can see the argument on both sides of that, but well reasoned. Well reasoned.
Alex, what about you?
Well, I mean, I would probably think for similar shallow inheritance reasons, either marry Johnson or Cummings. Cummings has been pointing in for the last 4 years through various ways and means. Johnson, I think Johnson I think he only does 1 day's work a week because he likes to party. So I think he would be the good time Prime Minister. So I think Shag and kill Gove because it's painful to just looking at him. To be fair.
There's no point marrying him because he's a grammar school boy. He's no richer than most of us. And
true.
Does anyone else remember the Harry Enfield character, Tory Boy?
Yes.
Whenever Michael Gove comes up, that is a cross between, if you were around in the 90s, he's a cross between Tory Boy and a Boglin.
Excellent. Two 90s references.
That is
at the same time.
Reference.
I just realised it'd probably be better to marry Dominic Cummings because you could break all the lockdown rules and get away with it.
That's true. That's true.
We have a wicked wedding.
Yeah.
If we married Cummings, live gigs would happen again with no social distancing.
Yeah. We'd get away with it.
Running stark naked down Derby City Centre with a machine gun in each hand, screaming, "I am the law!"
You read my mind of how I want this year to end. So before we go back to the next question, the comments, just having a flick through. Somebody wants to know, referencing the last question that we had, how tall are you in George Coppins? So measuring yourself by how tall George is, how tall would you say that you are? So I think that's for all the panel but George, because you're just one George Coppin tall. Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So I would say we think we're couple probably. There's a couple that I'm going to save for later on because some of you are just sick puppies. You really, really are. Martin's back. Could you ask George how wages work?
He's getting on at me because of my job. I only get a wage every now and again compared to his normal job where he gets a wage every week. So fuck you, Martin.
Is Martin just using this as an excuse for a load of in-jokes?
Oh, God, yes.
That only Martin is going to get.
Yeah. He thinks he's being clever, but he's not.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Right, next question. What is the weirdest thing that is currently the closest to you? Show and tell. Any I have one myself if you are looking around. So I can start.
I've got the world's biggest fly swat. It's quite weird.
What's that you got, Graham?
The world's biggest fly swat. It's also it's got indented, for like grip on the handle for you. It's like finger shaped.
Right.
It's weird. It's really odd, and it's pink. And here's the kicker. Oh, hang on, I'm holding my phone. This is gonna get awkward. which I suppose is okay. That's kind of the point of the show, isn't it? It's an extendable handle, everyone. Look at that. Hey, look at the size of that beauty. Look at that. What is the point?
You've implied it without saying it, but we're all thinking sex toy.
Yeah.
How long? How long is it in Jaffa Cakes?
I would say, what do we think? I mean, it's quite long, isn't it?
It's just
Maybe
spanking one end, party at the other.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned actually because it's
swat at one end, hot at the other.
Well, yeah, but it's like it's hand shaped. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe like why does a fly swat need to be hand shaped? It doesn't. So now I'm thinking maybe it is for spanking, and maybe I need to go and wash my hands. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put that down. Yeah,
Okay,
there you go. That's pretty weird.
The weirdest thing
I
that
feel
I
like you
have.
haven't enjoyed it to its full potential.
Probably not. Probably right.
There's time yet. There's time. The weirdest thing that I've got is this, possibly the most ridiculous impulse purchase I've ever made. It is a pack of jumbo playing cards.
Oh my god, are you Bruce Forsyth?
Yes, actually, yes, I am. And they are, and I think they're shuffled, are they?
Amazing.
Yes, they are.
Except Alex has got a massive forehead instead of a massive chin. Sorry.
No, chin just now.
Well, yeah.
There's a story behind this. Once upon a time, about 20 years ago, I worked for my first DJ agency. They did pub quizzes, and these were quite rare then. You couldn't get them. And I remember thinking at the time, I thought, wow, one day I'm gonna own some giant playing cards when I'm doing my own pub quizzes. For some reason, that thought was in the back of my mind. I'm not doing pub quizzes, but when I saw these in home bargains, my first thought was, finally, $3.99 for a pack of jumbo cards.
Alex, you've made it.
That's a joker. I thought you had jumbo tarot cards for a minute.
No, that's the Joker. That's the Joker. So yeah, so that's my weird purchase, which I haven't used in the 2 months since I bought them. I could class this as panic buying because it was sort of like towards the end of lockdown. So I panic bought some giant playing cards.
That is weird.
Oh yes. Towards the end of lockdown, or as we're now calling it, towards the start of lockdown.
Okay, who's next for the weirdest object close to you, shown to George?
Tea cozy that was next to me, and also the hat.
Amazing.
That's cool.
I think you should leave that on for the rest of the show.
Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm sort of mesmerised by his tea cozy out. No, anyone else?
Yeah, it's quite distracting actually. It suits you.
Alan and Tej, what's the weirdest thing closest to you guys?
I'll probably go. I've used this on other things, but I've not used. This is a pilot, so it's the first time. So I'll go with this. This is the Grim Reaper.
Oh God!
Was that full-size Terry Pratchett Grim Reaper?
It is. It is from the book promos from Waterstones when The Truth came out around about the turn of the millennium. So it's a freestanding death, complete with death of rats. Yeah. So
how big in Jaffa Cakes is that?
That is 206 Jaffa Cakes tall.
I feel like we've come up with a new standard unit of measurement.
Yes.
Which I didn't want to bank on. Never would have banked on. Tej, what's the weirdest thing you got close to you? Are you now slightly?
I feel like you guys had an in-joke, like an in conversation, and I get something ready, and then I wasn't. Like, I do have a landline with a wire.
Oh what?
Oh, hello.
On a wire.
On an actual wire. Look at this is my landline.
Wow.
As I am modelling. I feel like that works. Last minute.
I've got to say, just what you were saying, it wasn't a pre-planned in joke. It's just that the four of us have got a lot of random shit.
We're just very strange people.
See, I've got kids, so I have to put anything. Like I've just got toys around me. It's really boring.
Nice, but I mean,
not if the toys are anything like Graham's Flight Spotter. It's not.
That's one hell of a toy. Right there. That's a toy and a half. Yeah, in fact, there is more random weird shit that I've got here. I've got an oversized rubber duck.
Do you just see this stuff and go, I need that?
Pretty much. Hold that. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Oh, there's more oversized stuff. Hello. Right, so meet my oversized pencil. This is my oversized pencil.
Does it work?
It does work, yes. And this is my oversized rubber duck.
I could write that.
You probably could. Yeah.
You like to feel like a borrower? Is that what it is?
Pretty much. So there we go.
I've got all of the NatWest piggy banks, if that's any good to anybody.
Oh, the originals.
That's Sir Nathaniel there. He was the one you needed 100 quid for. He was the top deck. So, yeah, it's not, we didn't pre-plan it. We've just got all kinds of crap lying around, basically.
It's a guy thing.
I think it is.
Welcome to the world of men, yeah.
Is this what your partners didn't manage to get you to throw away?
On a completely unrelated topic, I am recently divorced.
Oh, congratulations.
Read into that what you will.
You don't have to feel bad about keeping all your weird stuff now. So that's
you know how this is awkward question time. That was awkward.
That was
it? Yeah.
We're
all right. In the spirit of the show, whose fault was that then?
Oh,
here we go.
Clearly, not mine. So there we go.
You're on.
Can you? There's beads of sweat appearing now. Wow. Okay, so I think I've figured out how to put up the comments of questions that we've got popping in. So, John Morris, what's the weirdest thing you've snogged? I love the fact that he's put what. So it could be anything. Well, did you answer while I was still talking, Graham?
Yeah, I said Alex.
I don't remember this.
No, well, I just thought it would be really awkward.
More beads of sweat.
That would be awkward.
It might have been Adam. Who knows?
Might have been Adam.
Yeah, it might have been Adam.
I hope he's watching this. So yeah. We'll go on to the next pre-planned question. Keep the questions coming in, folks, and if you can make it as awkward as the one that Alan served to me, then bonus points. Bonus points. Talking of Facebook, what's the most annoying thing you keep seeing on Facebook?
People.
Oh, hello, Alan. Straight out the traps there. What do you say, Alan?
People.
Unfortunately, a necessary evil of Facebook. There's one thing that I've seen recently that annoys me, which I've seen that they copy and paste it. And some people have been guilty of this, which I think have otherwise been quite intelligent people, is they put, without Googling, name a film beginning with R.
Oh, God, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen that comes up a few times. I can think of several films beginning with R. This is pathetic.
So it irritates you that they tell you not to use Google?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the one I've seen that annoys me like that is without Googling, name a dog's name that doesn't have the letter A in it. And I'm like,
what?
Rover? Fido? Like the most famous dog names of all time?
There are some double questions out there, definitely.
Oh, for goodness sake.
It's such a stupid, pathetic. It's like saying, without naming a single prime minister, who's the Queen?
Okay, any more before we go to the next one?
I hate the ones where there's just like a really cryptic post where they're like, I mean, they might as well have just put sigh, and then someone goes, "What's up?" and they go, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." Well, don't fucking post it then. What? Like, shut up. Like,
I love that.
Oh, God.
That brings up the "You okay, hon?"
Yeah, like or like, PM me. Well, don't make it public then if you don't want to talk about it. Like, that it's not really awkward. It just pisses me off.
The one that annoys me is when you get somebody who shares like something that's obviously a stupid conspiracy theory. I mean, the one I've got, I've seen. I mean, not even like the awful evil shit, but I've seen stuff like or if you type your PIN number in backwards, it'll call the police for you and let people know that you're being mugged at the start. It's like, well, what if your PIN number's the same back to front? What are you on about? You stupid fucking idiot. 3 seconds of thought would have shown you that is a total bloody lie. And I post that and I look back and it's me mum.
George, still in the tea cozy? Anything about Facebook?
I hate it when those parents put on Facebook, my child's 3 months old today. My child's 4 months old today. It's like, for fuck's sake, just you put when he's born, put when he's a year old, just fucking move on. It's like, my child just had a poo. Well, good for your child. I'll clean it up.
That seems to have sparked something with Tej. Tej, over to you.
Yeah, I'm totally going to spam you now. And just spam you with shit about my kids. I don't think I do that, but now I want to. So no.
The thing is, though,
have we just given you a training manual of how to piss us off?
I feel like I get on this.
Facebook, though, has only exacerbated a tendency in parents anyway to expect people who don't have kids or who have kids who aren't those parents' kids to be excited about all the same milestones. It's like parents go, my child's just taken his first step. Well, I mean, that is a big milestone for that kid, but I've been walking for 40 years, so I don't give a toss. What do you want me to do? But so I make a mental note for his first birthday, I'll buy him a pedometer. What?
Nice. So back to audience questions. Martin is back on. Happy days. He writes, ask George to tell a joke, then watch his indignation. Thank you. About not being that kind of comedian.
Watch his indigestion. Have you tried to eat your own height in Jaffa cakes again, George?
I try it with different foods,
So, George, can you tell us a joke, or are you not that kind of comedian?
No, what he's getting at is he expects when he says, tell me a joke now, I'm like, shit. He's like, now. I'm like, no, wait, I've got to give me a bit of warning. But I think one of my new favourite jokes, Alex has heard this quite a few times, is during lockdown, I tried to create my own baking company, but annoyingly, the name Little Mix has already been taken.
Very nice. Very nice. John Morris is back with a doozy of an awkward question. Which of the panel would you least like to share a pint with?
Alex.
All right, 3 of you speaking at once. All right, Graham.
I was just being a dick. I said you again.
Fair enough. Well, to be honest, we've done it enough times for the appeal to have lost.
True. Yeah, there's some serious PTSD going on. To be fair,
yeah.
I'll pick anyone over you just for a new experience,
Thanks,
maybe.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Love you.
Tej, what about you?
I think we should just make it easier and just dob you in it. Alex, you don't have a drink with you, so.
Fair enough. Thanks, John. I think I can see where this is going. George?
Probably Tej, because she'll just show me pictures of her kids.
Oh, thanks, mate.
I've got a feeling you're going to get your ass kicked before. Yeah.
I didn't want to say you, Alex, because I had a pint the other night and it was a good night.
That's true. Alan?
Well, I'm a recovering alcoholic. So the member of the panel I'd least like to share a pint with is me.
Fair enough. That did get deep. Erica has been back in touch with an awkward question. And it is craziest 90s former heartthrob that you've worked with. Ha ha ha. You're rolling your eyes, Alan. I think you know what she's getting at.
Yeah, I think she's getting at the fact that some of us here have worked with Tony Slattery. Yeah, who is a funny man, but a troubled one in many ways. And to illustrate that fact, I'm going to bring back here this copy of Mein Kampf.
Another troubled funny man.
Which I actually, yeah, absolutely. It's not his fault. People just didn't understand edgy comedy in those days. Yeah, take me too literally again. No, to illustrate the point, this is actually stolen from Tony Slattery's library, and it is written inside. It has written inside in Tony Slattery's handwriting. For Tony, big fan of your work. Hope you enjoy the book. I think it's rather good. Lots of love and kisses, your pal Adolf. Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Nice. Well, I don't think anyone is going to top that. John Morris has been back in touch to say, I was going to say not including Alex, but too little too late.
Liar.
Okay. All right then. So another one from John. Do you know how to use the self-service screens in a McDonald's? Oh, ha, ha, ha.
I don't, because they're too high.
Well, yeah, that's discriminatory to you. I think this is referring to the time.
Hashtag boycott McDonald's.
Yeah. Yeah, cancel McDonald's, their heightest. I think this is referring to the time when, at the Leicester Comedy Festival a couple of years ago, when I was being escorted home, I insisted on food and I couldn't work the screens. So I basically looked like this for about 10 minutes. Another audience question. Roger Poulter, if you've been to the Bush, that means the Hollybush pub, what's your funniest story? If we haven't watched your excuse. So I think this is who's Tej, I know you've been to the Hollybush.
I have. Yeah, quite recently. I don't know, were you there on the Sunday where they started a fire?
I know I wasn't there, but I know what happened because Roger sent me a video. If you've never been to the Hollybush, it is a legendary open mic and stand-up venue in the West Midlands. Legendary because the pub is batshit crazy.
Actually, seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing. He puts decorations up for various times of the year and then never takes them down. So you've got like tinsel and bats. Just to give you an idea. He has nothing on. There's an image, George. Thank you. Yeah.
I love how he uses pot noodles to decorate the bar. I really like that.
That's true. Yeah, brilliant. Technically, he does do food. You can buy pot noodles there.
It's cute. Yeah, but there was a fire and there was stuff falling off. There was someone throwing stuff off the roof into this fire that people were sat next to very closely while people were doing comedy and the fire alarm was going off. It was like multi-sensory. It was amazing.
Yeah, he regularly appeals for firewood, but because he's having the comedy outside, he's having he has fires in an old tin bath. So he set fire to an entire still assembled wooden pallet that was propped up with a metal chair.
I saw that video. That was crazy. Like, I don't even understand how that's like. How does that thought process go through somebody's head? I don't get it.
This is triggering some memories. Johnny House on YouTube has just put the Bush crying face emoji. We feel you there, Johnny. We know exactly how you feel. He's at least the girls' toilets have still got working lights in them.
How do you know, Alex?
That's debatable.
Oh, that's an awkward question.
Because to illustrate, I wish I had some of the photos prepared because I would have them as like a shared screen.
Right.
Thing.
So not only are you going into the girls' bathrooms, you've also got pictures.
Instead of getting an actual sign for the toilets on a sheet bit of MDF that's 6 foot tall, he's written in whitewash, "Girls' Bogs."
It's so classy.
Oh my god!
Beautiful.
Yeah, and the door is always open, so you know that the lights are working. But if you go into the gents, he's got one functioning urinal, and the lights are off, so you have to have a candlelit piss.
He's got candles. How's that for mood lighting?
Yeah, not forgetting the pot noodle fridge, says Roger. Yes, he does have. He does have pot noodle fridge.
Nice.
Another question coming from John Morris. Let's make this really awkward. Say the nicest thing you can about the host.
How long's the show?
Okay.
I love the pause and awkward silence that's now happened. Is everyone just going to sit statically and pretend that they've got like bad bandwidth?
Fake freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You can't glitch, Graham.
Yes, I can.
You can't
just
glitch.
did. Okay. What about the reason you were divorced? Definitely, as you said, quote, wasn't your fault. There you go. That's probably the nicest thing I could say.
I think we'll move on to another question.
I'll say this for Alex. He's got extraordinarily good taste in 39-year-old floppy-haired comedians who are in front of a row of books. I'll be fair to him on that.
And dwarf comedians who like to wear tea cozies.
Excellent.
You're really good at buying big ducks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll tackle a pencil no sane man would. I'll say that for you.
Nice. Well, that's about as.
There you go. We were quite nice actually in the end.
Unless you want to add anything to that, Tej, we'll move on to the next one.
I think you're very nice.
Thank you. See the rest of you? Was that so hard?
Yes.
I don't believe that.
On to our next question, which is, what is the last photo saved on your phone? Show and tell. Unless, of course, you're on your phone, in which case, just describe. I'll go first, because mine's not even remotely awkward. The last photo on my phone is the Awkward Question Time logo, because I saved it on there to put it up on Twitter. So that was the last thing that I put up. I love the fact that now you're all now looking down at your phones thinking, shit.
Mine is just one of these, like, what is your Halloween costume, like your month and your date? And I am a bloody foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was quite drunk at the weekend.
No.
Wait, yesterday. And I didn't actually know it was in my gut. I don't know if I could share the screen or anything, but I don't know if I want to cause any.
Describe it.
Mental. Basically, it's me and Harry, seemingly topless in a chair, sprawled across each other. And I don't really know how or why that happened. I don't even remember seeing him on Saturday. So
send it to me and I'll show it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let's do it. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Alan, describe yours.
I don't think Graham was drunk. I think this is just a repressed memory. The latest picture in my phone is a picture of my wife holding a Premiership football very close to her. And the reason for that is that she'd been bouncing it in the house where there's glass. And I texted her mum and said, how do I stop your daughter bouncing her ball around all the TVs and what have you? And she said, take the ball off her and burst it. So Erica was clinging for dear life to her replica Premiership football.
And Tej, what's the last photo on your phone?
That's my life.
I am fully being pressured to say it's a photo that I've just been sent. These guys are really, really desperate for fame.
Have you just been sent that? Are you being jimmied up to show a photo? Who are those? Who are those guys?
This is Thomas Hancock and Johnny. I think you know the Hancock.
I've got this vision that Tom is now watching his screen, going, "Does he ever remember me?" I'm sorry, Tom. I do. Honest, I just couldn't quite see the. I just couldn't quite see the thing. That'll be the third encounter when he's gone. You don't know me, do you? Like, yeah, of course I do. It's you. As I'm thinking.
Yeah. See, now they have to. Now they have to message in.
Yeah.
If they want to be involved.
Send more. Yeah, send in more, Tom. Send in more.
I don't want them. To send them to you.
Yeah, send them straight to me. Send them straight to me. I have Graham's photo.
Yeah, I didn't send the original one. I sent a cleaner version.
Quite close,
there you go.
which is disappointing.
Yeah.
But that's a bromance.
We all moved in there. That was good.
Yeah, it's great. It was as if to
Thank
say,
you, pervs.
Looks to me like there may be another divorce in the pipeline.
Roger is back. If Alex asked you to look after his sequin jacket, what would you draw on the back of it? So for context, I do own a sequin jacket that I use for the improv show, and it's that two-tone sequin, a bit like on the cushions that you get in Own Bargains, where if you brush it one way, it changes colour. Before, this was 2 years ago, of Improv Provocateur at Leicester Comedy Festival, I mistakenly said to Roger, look after this, because I was a bit hot, and he managed to draw a knob in the back of it, and I didn't realise until the end of the programme. So thanks a lot for that, Roger. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thomas, fair play, Alex. You do remember me. See, I do. I've just managed to kill off my memory over the years.
Hey, let's answer Roger's question.
Oh, yeah, okay. What would you do then?
I'd write I Heart Jimmy Savile.
Ah.
On that note, on to the next question. Which is, if you were to go gay for a day or straight, depending on your orientation, what celebrity would you want to have it off with and why? Graham, we'll come to you first.
Okay, I thought you might.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I guess if I was gonna go gay for a day, I guess the celebrity I would probably Tom Hardy is. I'm just gonna say it. Tom Hardy is my man crush. So it would be Tom Hardy.
Would you want him to do the Ben voice?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I love that you knew that so quick. You were like, I'm just waiting for someone to ask this question. Tom Hardy.
Well, it's because
want to let you know.
Because I knew that's what Alex was thinking. Like he knew straight away. Probably knows why. Do you want me to answer and why as well?
Yeah. I mean, he clearly he's very good looking, a very good looking man. But why? What?
Okay, so what was this about 4 years ago? We were doing the King Kong at the Comedy Store in Manchester, and I don't know why, but I met this girl, and she said that I reminded her of Tom Hardy for some reason. So obviously, I was insufferable for the rest of the night. Cocky dickhead. I was a solid gold wanker. But
as she came back at the end of the night and said, "No, sorry, I meant Toby Jones."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean you want to just get with yourself?
Yeah, basically, I'm a massive narcissist. Yeah, absolutely.
Did you make him wear the T-coats?
But then Alex decided then to Photoshop me into the poster for the film Legend, which again, I suppose, that sounds even worse, doesn't it? Because then there's two of me.
As both Cray twins.
Both Cray twins, yeah. So that's even worse. I'd shag both of them.
Actually, didn't I rename the film Legless?
yeah. Yes, yeah, he did. So yeah, there you go. That's why. Next person, please. This is awkward.
Tom Hardy. Hence the name of the show. What do you know? The show works. So basically, Graham would sleep with himself. George, we're going to you next.
I've got two answers for this, really. I'll go for the weirder one first, and that's Morgan Freeman just for the voice.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Second one is Ewan McGregor, because it's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And you want to touch his lightsaber?
Oh, hello.
I'll have a little sword fight, you know.
Love it.
Wow.
I'll show him my force.
If you suck me off, I will become more powerful than you can possibly.
It's over. I have the high ground now.
You're going to cross him over to the dark side.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Before you ruin the entire franchise, I'm still trying to process the sword fight mental image in my head above anything else.
Mine's greed.
so awkward.
You can actually get
God's
his
save us. What's yours? What's yours?
Me?
Yes.
I feel like there's just so many fit women. I don't think I could choose one. I think we should just get them all in a room.
A load in a room. A load
every
of
female celebrity in the world.
Load of famous women.
Although my free pass, if it was a guy, would be Steve Carell. It's random.
Interesting.
So on that. I don't even understand it myself.
The 40-year-old virgin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it. I just don't ask. But yeah.
The heart wants what the heart wants. John Morris is joining in, saying, use the force. Thanks, John.
It's your sister.
Actually,
I cried out and was suddenly silenced. What?
Sticking with the sci-fi, I mean, mine has remained unchanged over the years because I used to have a routine about this, and it came from a genuine conversation, which is Zachary Quinto would be my choice. So he played Spock in the recent films, but that confuses people because
is that Sylar from Heroes?
Yes, yes, it is.
Oh, you like it dark. It's so dark.
Yeah, Siler's definitely into a bit of choking.
Suddenly, I'm quite flushed. Well, yes, and also thinking it through, he is actually gay in real life, so it's not like I'm forcing another male celebrity against their will, and I'm clearly pretty minted.
Another
side of this as well, because it might just happen.
He's already got the legal statement prepared.
I'll write a disclaimer right now. Alan, your choice.
Well, for a while, it would have been Arnold Schwarzenegger purely because he has famously tiny genitals, so it wouldn't have been. But the downside of that is that if he was on top, he's probably quite heavy. So what I lose in anal pain, I probably gain in the asthmatic sensation. And then after a bit, it would have been Johnny Depp, but that turns out to be a complete shit show. So ignore that. These days, I think the only possible answer is Chris Hemsworth, because I mean, look at him, and he's funny as well. He can do comedy, so he'd appreciate my lovemaking style.
Are you saying he's funny from Ragnarok?
He's not funny from Ragnarok, but he can be funny as well. He's funny in the last Avengers. Sorry?
I didn't know he could be funny.
He can also play it straight.
Well, yes, but that's no use to us, of course, in this scenario. Yeah, well, he was the only funny thing in the Ghostbusters remake. To be fair to him, so. Oh
yeah.
I wouldn't watch it just for that, but see, Ryan Gosling doesn't exist. That's like saying your favourite food is rice. He's not pretty. He's just not there.
Johnny, you're having your choice actually ripped to shreds here. Anyone else with
Ryan Reynolds? I could see, but Ryan Gosling.
Seems we've hit a. I want to know what Alan's problem with Ryan Gosling is. We've hit a nerve.
Like I say, there's just nothing to him. I get the impression that if he stood in front of an automatic door, it would stay shut.
I've got a picture of Ryan Gosling up. So is that
Alan, why are you hating on Ryan Gosling?
Johnny Howes has said Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, but why?
And he is, of course, wrong.
You're passionate about this. Is Erica into Ryan? Is that what it is?
No, I'm anti-passionate about it. There is no passion. No, Erica doesn't fancy him at all. All the people Erica fancies are either 60 years old or dead.
Okay.
Like it?
Fair enough. Erica, we innate your inevitable next question from Erica. So next question, I think we've got time for a couple more. So audience, if you want to get some more in, then please do comment. But the next one from us is, who killed Jeffrey Epstein? Wrong answers only.
Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, man.
Very nice. My thought with this would be video. Killing the radio star. it went off and did Jeffrey Epstein in. So George.
But clearly Kermit the Frog.
Clearly,
Yeah.
you say. Why do you say clearly?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting a follow-up question. I mean,
Love
he
your
probably
honesty.
ate bacon, so he would probably miss Piggy. So Kermit wants revenge for killing his wife. So it's like, I should have got there first. And so
It's a whole
stabbed him.
backstory.
Now that's a Muppets film I want to see. I would pay good money to see that. Ted, your thoughts? Who killed Jeffrey?
I have no idea. Corona killed Jeffrey.
Corona. Ooh. Now,
In the moment.
out of all the conspiracy theories I've heard about Jeffrey, that's the most plausible. that Corona
More
did him.
plausible than Kermit, you saying?
It's 50-50. The jury's out. Make your own jokes. Graham.
NASA injected him with chemtrails, obviously. Possibly some 5G for good measure.
Nice.
5D.
There you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, a couple more.
The frozen head of Walt Disney.
The frozen head of Walt Disney killed Jeffrey Epstein.
Well, he just didn't like jeans, did he?
If one of us doesn't make it through the week, we know that we've accidentally hit upon the right answer. So,
If I have, then
Erica.
I'm going to be worried.
yeah, me too. Erica's been back in touch saying, Alan, can I have a free pass with Peter Davidson?
See what I mean about them all being 60-year-old dead?
So
Yes,
Peter
you can have a
Davison-
free pass with Peter Davison, provided he hasn't filled his Viagra prescription that week.
Okay, so Peter Davison, the fifth Doctor is Erica's pass. A very passionate spell. I don't know what John's talking about. Question from Alan. Oh, Alan, you're Alan. I know that. You're Alan. This is Roger, who wants to know what socks are you all wearing.
I'm not wearing any wink face.
I'm
I
not
said
wearing any
wink face
socks
because I
either.
can't wink.
I've actually got shorts on. I love the fact you've still got Mein Kampf by your feet
Yeah.
there as well. No, I'm wearing shorts, so I'm actually wearing them.
We're running bare. We're running bare.
Well, are we all barefooted? Oh,
Can I change my answer from Chris Hemsworth to Alex?
yes, you can. And George is wearing Tuesday socks.
It's
Excellent.
confusing everything.
Excellent stuff. Okay. John Morris, please tell us your favourite dad joke. So anyone got any dad jokes, naff one-liners?
Yeah, all right. I mean, it's, yeah, okay. So, there's a little baby balloon, and he sleeps every night in his mum and dad's bed. But one night, his dad takes him aside and he says, son, you're getting a bit old, you're getting a bit big now to sleep in our bed. We want you to sleep in your own bed. And the baby balloon doesn't like this because he's afraid of the dark, but he tries to sleep in his own room. But he's scared, and in the middle of the night, he gets up and he goes to his mum and dad's room. And he tries to get into bed with them, but his daddy balloon was right, there's no room. So he lets a little bit of air out of daddy balloon, but he still can't get in the bed. So he lets a little bit of air out of mummy balloon, but he still can't get into the bed. So in the end, he lets a little bit of air out of himself, and finally there's room for them all, and he snuggles up tight in the bed and goes to sleep. But in the morning, Daddy Balloon is very cross with him, and he talks to his son, and he says, listen, son, you've let me down, you've let your mother down.
Very nice. Very nice, Alan. Applause for Alan. There we go. Right, so, what? Okay. All right, there we go. I wondered what you were doing then. You just needed both hands to open a can of Coke. Pepsi, sorry. There we go. So on to our final question, because we're coming up to the end of the show. And our final question is for all of the panel, and indeed the audience as well. Rank tonight's panel in order of coolness. So I've already done mine because I'm the only one that knew what the questions were beforehand. So I put mine on a whiteboard.
Boom.
So there we go.
Of course.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So Graham, you're last. Unfortunately, I do.
Saw that coming.
I mean, on paper, you are pretty cool, but this is for everyone that's ever helped you home when you've been shit-faced.
Yeah, fair enough. Good point, well made.
Runs completely out of the window. There, so everyone else.
I've got to disagree with that. I've got to disagree with that. I mean, Taj has got to go first because girls are always cooler than boys. That's just a given. Second up, you've got to have the tea cozy hat because he's rocking that look.
Thank you.
Thirdly, freshly divorced middle-aged man. It's got a certain edgy vibe to it. Fourthly, I'll go with me. And fifthly, I'm afraid, well, it's the chap who's stolen his look from Angelo Epithemiou.
Brilliant.
Does bringing him back down to earth from Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
I didn't say she said I look like him, but I don't. I'm not. Whatever. I'm not bitter about it. It's fine.
I'm fine. I'm cool with it.
Cry later now.
I am going to cry later. Yeah.
Thanks for that, Roger. He's just ranked everybody. That's on the screen now.
He's got really dyslexic with my name there and put the vowels. The vowels the wrong way around. But thanks, I get it.
I think that puts you at the bottom of the list, Roger. Unfortunately, John Morris has ranked us as well.
Hey.
Oh,
Thanks, John.
Clearly, that's in ascending order.
is it?
Yeah.
John,
I'll go with that, Alan.
John, what's Tej ever done to you, John?
I know, right?
That's terrible. That's terrible. Who
I'm
hasn't
going to send
answered
him
yet?
pictures of my kids as well.
I haven't.
It was autocorrect. Oh, that old chestnut, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That's a word.
The number of times they used that excuse on To Catch a Predator.
Right, who's next for ranking?
I'll go. I think George is the coolest.
Thank you.
In my opinion. And then probably Taj, and then probably
Ted, yep, well done, yep.
Taj, and then yeah. I'm still very hungover. All right, it's, and then
You only spent
I
an
guess,
hour with me. It's all right.
and then okay, all right, fine. Yeah, my fault, my bad. And then probably Alan, and then I'm ranking myself last, obviously, in Alex, and then me, I guess. Yeah. There you go.
Nice. Has everyone answered?
I don't know. I've clearly not been paying attention to anything this whole time, so I have no idea.
There we go.
I
John
accept
Morris
your apology, John.
finally got your name right. There we go.
Yay. It's only 3 letters, guys. You can do this.
Excellent. Well, I think that's everything. So we've gone past the hour. So I think mission accomplished. We will do this again this time next week. So yeah, it's official. We have a goer of a show. Nice.
Hey.
Happy days.
Congratulations, everyone.
Hey.
Thanks for me, John. Oh, whatever, Roger. Oh, go over it.
Okay.
I'm getting everyone to apologise.
Thanks to everyone for watching. If you have been watching and thinking, hey, what the hell? I feel like donating a serious chunk of money. Then please do via paypal.me/Alex Leam. You never know, Elon Musk might be watching. $1 million.
Or even a silly chunk of money.
Yes, see, a silly chunk of money. Oh, that'll be lovely. That'll be lovely. So we will be back with this at the same time next week, 8:30 on Sunday night. There will also be a podcast highlights reel going out as audio only. So if you are listening to this audio only as a podcast and you can't see what I'm doing,
That's like a tea cozy.
yeah, and he's wearing a tea cozy as well. So just to check if there's any more comments to go. John Morris says that was fun. It's not the worst review I've ever had, John. Thanks. That's
The
nice.
best one.
So thanks again
That was
to the panel.
oldie level fun.
That was out. It was indeed. Yeah. Thanks again to the panel, George, Tej, Alan, and Graham. Thanks to you guys. Some mutual Steve Wright style round of applause for us all. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody else for watching. We should be back this time next week. Take care. Don't have nightmares.